Hey guys, I'm Nick, and on this episode of the Scran Line, I'm going to show you a macaron flavor which actually started off as a salted caramel macaron, but now I'm going to be showing you guys how to make butterscotch macarons. These are absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to be using some butterscotch essence in this. You can grab that online, or you can grab it at your local craft or cake supply store. But if you can't find any of those near where you live, online is the easiest place to get these. It doesn't matter what brand it is. I know a lot of you ask me, what brand are you using? Actually, let me show you what brand I'm using. So that there is the brand that I'm using. It is Robert's Confectionery. Robert's Confectionery is the one that I'm using for all of the hundreds of people that have been asking me for a very long time. Anyway, moving on, let's get stuck into these butterscotch macarons. Okay guys, so we're going to start off by popping our almond meal and powdered sugar into a large food processor, and we're going to mix these until they're well combined. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can sift these using a sift in a large mixing bowl. Add that into a large mixing bowl, and then add your first batch of egg whites, measuring 110 grams. You're going to mix that until it forms a paste without spilling it out the bowl. Then you want to cover it with some plastic wrap and set it aside. Now, moving on to our syrup, we're going to add our water and sugar into a small saucepan. We're going to mix that very, very gently, and then let it come to a boil. We're going to let it reach 115 degrees Celsius before we pop our second batch of egg whites, again measuring 110 grams, into a large stand mixer bowl, or you can use a hand mixer if you don't have one of these. Using the whisk attachment, we're going to whisk these up. Now, once we reach 118 degrees Celsius, we're going to very slowly, very slowly guys, the amount of people that email me and message me, Nick, my meringue has turned into liquid, add it very slowly in a thin and steady stream, because it is very hot. If you add it too quickly, you risk cooking the eggs. Once it's all in there, let it mix for about 3 minutes before you add your vanilla bean paste, butterscotch essence, and your colored food gels. You want to mix that for another 6 minutes, and then once it's reached kind of like a nice thick and glossy stage, it's time to stop. You're going to add 1 spatula full of that meringue to your almond mixture from earlier on, and you're going to mix that. And adding 1 spatula full of the meringue into the almond and mixing it allows that almond mixture, which is quite thick, to kind of thin out a little bit before you add the rest of your meringue. Now, the reason it's important to do this step is because if you add all of the meringue at the same time, you can risk having lumps or large lumps of that almond mixture as you pipe, and then your macarons won't rise properly because it hasn't been mixed properly. Now, the mixing stage is the most important part. You want to, well, this is the way I do it. I use a spatula, I go around the bowl with a spatula and then through the middle. And I continue doing this until the mixture kind of thins out to the point where if it falls off the spatula in kind of a ribbon and disappears back into the rest of the mixture after about 10 seconds, then you know it's done. Now, I call this the ribbon stage. Add some dabs of that macaron mixture onto your baking tray, and then line it with some baking paper. You're going to pipe these macarons about 3 centimeters in width. You want to gently tap each side of the tray, and then you're going to let these rest for about 30 to 60 minutes, depending on the temperature of the room and the humidity. So when you can touch them and they're not sticky to the touch, they're ready to bake. Now, you want to bake these on 180 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 12 minutes, and then let them cool down completely before you try taking them off. Now, I've got some of my Swiss meringue buttercream frosting here. I'm going to add some of my salted caramel sauce, and you can find the recipe for that on my website. We're going to give it a mix. Then you want to add your colored food gels and then mix it until everything is really well combined. We're gonna pipe a donut shape of that frosting on our macarons, fill the center with some salted caramel sauce, and guys, these are incredible. That is pretty much it. Okay guys, so those were my butterscotch macarons. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Now, I have a question for you guys. Do you want to see a kitchen tour? If you do, let me know in the comments down below and I'll do one for you guys in the new year. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I know this video is going up before Christmas. All of my Christmas stuff is done now. But again, I hope that you all have a wonderful Christmas. Make sure you stay safe. There are idiots on the road. So if you're traveling for Christmas and you're driving and someone wants to take you over, just let them take you over. Stick to the speed limits. There's no race, there's no competition of who can get to where they're going the quickest, because sometimes that results in accidents and we don't want tragedy this time of the year. We want lots of joy and happiness and to spend time with our families. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you guys was, do you want to see what my Christmas is like? I did a video years ago on this channel. I think it was actually the first video I put up on this channel of what my Christmas was like. I think it was called A Very Great Christmas. So go check that out. If you want to see one again this year, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Merry Christmas. I will see you all on Tuesday. Yeah, after Christmas. Have a good one.